Hey guys, it's Thursday, July 18th. I was going to do a video on Saturday, but things are starting to pile up for the weekend. People are moving, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get it done, so just go ahead and start early. I have the world's best story for you today. So I woke up this morning at like 3 in the morning, something like that, and my right arm was almost completely numb, I thought, and so, because I've been laying on it, I guess, I rolled over. So I rolled onto my back and I kind of stretched it up to open up the nerves and everything, and I just kind of stretched it out, and then I relaxed it just a little bit so it wasn't completely straightened out, and then I felt this thing, something flop on my chest. It was just kind of like, bleh. I'm like, what? I opened my eyes and my arm is not up here, it's actually like this, just like, That was a little bit weird. So something I've been working on lately is I want to get better at drawing. The most interesting and useful class that I took at college was actually my introductory drawing class. It was the first formal art class I'd ever taken, and it just completely changed my perspective on how I draw, and it fed into the other classes I was taking. I just learned so much from that's probably the skills I learned in that class are what applied to more things in my life than any other classes that I took. Just very practical stuff. I traced a lot of stuff when I was a kid, and so the line was always exactly in the right place. I used a lot of pen and pencil, always pencil if I was nervous about stuff, but I had a professor who made us always do everything in pen because then we had to commit to our ideas, which I thought was a great approach because you actually had to stop being afraid of your ideas and your own skill. So now I do pretty much everything in pen. And how I got around this nervousness about always drawing everything perfectly was to draw a lot of lines or to use a really thick line. So I always carry a pen now, and that's how I've gotten around it. So this thing I've been working on, this thing right here, you see that? I'm calling that a pry blade. You know, like it works like a crowbar. And the idea is that this is, I was thinking the other day, for 10 years now I've had this constantly changing idea for a series of sci-fi novels that I want to work on and have pieces of, but they keep changing. And at this point it's changed all the way around to be set on sort of a Dyson sphere type station around a star. And there are these characters that go around, and they're sort of law enforcement, but they have to carry a lot of tools because things in this station are broken and they're trying to fix them, do spot repairs, and then leave markers for actual repair teams. And so they needed a tool that doubles as a weapon and an actual prying tool. So this thing, you can see, it's got like a handle on this end here that you can grip and get leverage on the other end. So the blade is actually this end. So I drew a line break here because I wasn't sure how long this thing would be, but this actually is about the right length scale. Maybe this handle should be a little smaller to fit that, but then there's grips here and here, and there's just these screws, so you can take the blade out, just take the screws out and just slide the blade right out and replace it in case it gets broken, because that is the prying tool. So if something should happen to it. So the only electronic thing on this is this very small light, which shines along the blade so you can see what you're chiseling at. And other than that, it's meant to be very simple and straightforward, so you don't have a lot of tech that you're lugging around with you in the dark. So that's just something I've been working on, and it gives me motivation to draw because I actually have something to explore, ideas to put on the paper and kind of spray out and see what I can make. I wanted to recommend some music for you guys. Where did I put it? Oh well, I was going to recommend the CD Negotiations by the Helio Sequence. I will put the cover up on the screen now. They've been around for a while. They're from Portland. I've seen them live twice. And they're really, really good. There's just a couple of guys, drummer Ben Weichel, who actually worked with Modest Mouse for a little while when they made the album Good News for People Who Like Bad News, I think was the album title. He was actually the drummer on that album. And Brandon Summers, I think, is the singer and guitarist. And oddly enough, I'm actually wearing my Helio Sequence t-shirt that I got last time they were here. I probably should have I got the album and the shirt at the same show. I probably should have gotten the album signed, but it was just one of those things where you're sitting there and the guy is right there, and you're just happy to talk to him, and it's a really nice situation to be able to meet some of these people that make such good music and come around and play in small towns. And some of these little things like getting an album signed just don't really come to the front of your mind until much later, so darn it. One thing I did get to do today is to make an acoustic backing track for these videos. Of course, the first ones, if you go back and you listen to the first one that I made, there's nothing under it, which I've noticed that most people don't actually put anything under it, and that's fine. It works for other people, but because a large part of what I'm doing has to do with music, and my voice isn't particularly interesting, I thought that might be a good thing to do, especially since I have the music intros and outros. So the method I use to record acoustic guitar is I have a close-up mic, which is my Sennheiser, was it 402E, I think? I can see it over there, but I can't read the label. It's a kick drum mic, though, and so it doesn't get overwhelmed with the low frequencies, so it doesn't pick up the sharp, crisp highs very well, but that's fine. And I use my condenser microphone, my Studio Projects V1, a few feet away to pick up the room sound and the high frequencies. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. I've got a lot of stuff that I could go into in the future, but I'm going to save that for later. And now that my voice is finally revving up and I can talk a little bit faster, I should probably stop, because that means I'm going to be actually only saying pieces of words and losing track of things completely. So I don't know when I'll be able to do another video. Of course, as I'm packing, I'll try and get another one done next week, but then I'll be gone for moving and all that stuff, so we'll just have to see how it goes, and I'll see you guys next time.